It's been 5 months since we last posted a video including content about RuinWaker, and in that time there have been many changes and updates to the current version of the game. We couldn't post anything during that time because we were under NDA, but now we can get back into posting devlogs and updates about what progress we made along the way. We'll get into why we were under NDA in a minute, but first, let's get into the devlog. In this devlog, we're going over our MidSummer update, which is our first big milestone as we progress with the RuinWaker timeline. We'll also cover future planned milestones on that timeline, so without further ado, let's jump into it. The MidSummer update can be broken into 3 major parts. 1, the SteamVR update. 2, the Standalone Launch on SideQuest. And 3, Standable FBE integration. The SteamVR update covers a lot of the updates also made in the game over the past months, so let's get into that first. Since we last saw the demo, new features have been added and levels have been updated with new content. The test hangar is now complete with its first version. It now includes a trials room to test out features like climbing and dynamic height, while also still having the shooting range to test out weapons. We have also updated the look to many aspects of the game, updating shaders, changing textures, and giving the game a much more stylized feel as compared to before. These changes can really be seen in the campaign demo level. We also added a new small environment for when playing cinematics. This feels much better compared to the early version of the demo where cinematics would play in an empty void. Outside of levels and updates, new features like the scanner have been added for finding collectibles, and for understanding more about the environment. The scanner screen can be used to find destructibles, collectibles, and enemies, with icons being changed based on the entity type and relative location compared to the character. The scan beam can be used to scan collectibles once they are found. In the future, collected items will be able to be observed in the collectibles room that will be in the hangar. The biggest part of the Steam update though was fixing the problems we were facing when it came to supporting SteamVR. In Unreal 4.26, there was a problem that we were facing when it came to generating a file called an action manifest file. That file has reference to the button mappings of a game, which if not implemented means players can literally not use their controllers for anything. To fix this, we updated the Unreal 4.27.2 and made other optimization adjustments for SteamVR. After all that adjusting, we were able to finally get inputs set up properly for Oculus headsets and Index on Steam, with more controller configurations to come in the future. The second part of the MidSummer update is the standalone launch for Quest. RuinWaker required some changes on the base level to move forward with compatibility for standalone. This includes changes to master materials, removing post-processing effects, and replacing them with other means, and other optimization choices made along the way. For example, all the highlight effects for pickups, climbables, and collectibles need to be changed because they relied on stencils and post-processing effects, which require mobile HDR. Mobile HDR is very taxing on standalone games, so in order to keep things optimized and to keep the feel the same, we created custom shaders that include toggleable highlights in the shader itself. This also includes changing effects for fading in and out of levels and taking damage. These shaders, with a little bit of camera magic, made things a lot more optimized. Other optimization choices made were largely seen in the lighting and editing environments. We were already using baked lighting and limited mobile light sources, but we went through and edited lights further to maximize efficiency there as well. For environments, in some cases, terrains were completely replaced with optimized meshes. Foliage types removed, and shader methods changed from ES2 to Vulkan. There are some sacrifices made right now for mobile as well. For example, render targets, which are used for mirrors, scopes on some weapons, and the scanner screen, have been disabled for optimization and functionality purposes. We need to configure some new optimization methods before getting those back on mobile, but we already have some ideas on how to approach that. We also removed enemy AI on mobile, as they were optimized but some hitching was still occurring. We plan on updating the AI for both PC and standalone in our next big milestone, the AI update. But more on that later. For those that don't know, Quest runs on Android, so using the Android SDK is necessary to get the application up and running. There's a good bit of trial and error in order to get a package build, and eventually I had to reset my C drive on my work PC to reconfigure Android Studio and Unreal 4.27. But in the end, we now have a stable way to push builds onto Quest. We're starting with launching on SideQuest, and we'll be pushing to App Lab in the near future as well. The final part of the MidSummer update is the reason why we are under NDA for a time. We are the first game to natively include standable full body estimation into our game. The tool is amazing, and now that the SteamVR plugin is out, we can finally talk about it. We've been working closely with the developer behind Standable and are currently using a pre-version 1 plugin for Unreal. This will enable much easier player animations in the future as Standable simulates VR trackers. This also means in the future updates, there's a high possibility for compatibility with trackers, as in with V2, hot swappability between virtual trackers and real trackers will be available. Now that the MidSummer update is launched, we also want to talk about the future of RuinWaker and where things will go from here. The next update is the AI update, where the main focus will be getting the AI to full functionality and optimized on both Quest and PC. We have already started on some changes there for the humanoid type of characters, and once we have a base humanoid enemy properly configured, we can adjust and make changes for different types. We also wanted to add non-human enemies, like the Ethereum Spitfire, which will use a more modified version of the root AI. We also want to have all core features on both PC and Quest, like the scanner screen and enemy AI, implemented in this update. We're aiming at the end of this year to finalize these changes. 6 months after that, we plan on launching our beta update. This will include an extended version of the campaign demo, alongside polishing features on both PC and Quest. On our end during this time, we'll be focusing on that feature polishing, but also building out levels, animating cinematics, and adding more weapons. Finally, at the end of 2024, we plan on our 1.0 launch. We're aiming to have all these features polished for both versions, with a full campaign, extras hangar, which will be a modified version of the current hangar, and more. All in all, we've come a long way, but we are now at the point where we're going to start seeking funding moving forward. We'll keep you guys updated on that and how things go in the future as much as we can. We here at Darkcross want to say thank you to everyone who's shown interest in the support. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to find the games on Steam and on SideQuest, and make sure to subscribe to stay in the loop.